I voted.
Voted.
I voted.
I voted.
I voted!
I voted. Woohoo!
Good morning, beautiful people. So today is November the 3rd of 2020, which is election day of the United States. This year's election is regarded as one of the most crucial ones. As a foreigner, I'm always curious about what locals' thoughts are about the election, about the country. Let's go talk to some people.
I feel a little bit nervous, definitely a bit overwhelmed, but cautiously optimistic.
I would say I feel stressed and tense and also grateful.
Crazy,
Scary.
hopeful.
Nervous, frustrated, and tired.
Nervous, uncertain, and chaotic in a sense.
Exciting, surprising, and scary.
I'm 14-year-old from Puerto Rico and I am anxious, nervous, and hopeful.
Definitely polarizing. I would say polarizing, concerning a little bit about the how people react to the outcome, and crazy.
I'd say stressful, a little surreal, but somewhat optimistic.
Okay, why optimistic?
Why optimistic? I think, there's a lot of, positive changes in the sense that people are casting more mail-in ballots. Voter turnout is probably going to be higher this election than previously, so hopefully that'll change things for the better.
Hopeful, anxious, and a little, at the same time, very stressed out.
Anxious, optimistic, earnest. I don't think we can really think about, nobody knows how it's gonna go, so really just trying to take in, we've done all we can, let's leave it all out there.
I've been doing a lot with people that I care about, so like meeting friends outside when I can and spending time with my housemates.
I have been trying to go on walks, and same, like talk to friends and family, and also like try and distract myself with work.
What have we been doing? We've been cooking lots of good food, trying not to watch too much TV news, but checking the headlines constantly anyway, and just hoping for the best.
Well, I've got 2 little kids, so they keep me and my wife on our toes and don't give us an opportunity to think too much more than the moment directly in front of us.
I've been trying to talk with friends about how I feel, get outside as much as possible, drink a lot of water, and exercise as often as possible.
I just try to think that whatever happened is what has to happen and that everything is going to be okay.
Okay, and earlier you said that you're from Puerto Rico. And
yeah, I'm from Puerto Rico, so I can't vote here. So this is a very hard day for me because whatever happens in Puerto Rico happens in here as well, and I can't do anything about what happens here even though I voted for Puerto Rico.
Honestly, just not thinking about the election, focusing on work.
I've been trying new things that I never thought I would, doing new activities.
Such as?
Just new extracurriculars and stuff. It's a little harder virtually, but, just little things.
One thing I really like to do is to watch some of my favorite shows, and I love to watch comedies and to make myself laugh.
Any recommendations?
Schitt's Creek, New Girl. Let's see. I also love The Mindy Project. And then of course Parks and Rec, The Office, the classics, but just watching any I also just love rewatching Key and Peele and SNL skits, so making myself laugh just makes me forget sometimes about how stressful.
And so definitely trying to stay informed, but never in a way where, it's too much, to weigh down. So balancing that news diet with really funny TV shows to escape, hanging out with friends, making sure to stay up to date. This is such a crazy time, right? Exactly.
So I hope that it is kind and appreciative of others and considerate of others and respectful, which it feels like has not been the case recently. So that's certainly what I hope for in the next couple of years.
Ideologically, I'd hope the United States is a country that's no longer just built to secure the safety, freedom, and security of people like me. I'd like for it to actually live up or secure the safety, freedom, and security of all its inhabitants. Specifically, COVID relief, I'd like to target the endemic racial injustice in the United States, and then combat climate change.
More equality and acceptance towards everybody here.
And what are some of the changes that you would love to see this country has, especially, you know, as the next generation of voters?
Less racism and more equality in everything. Just equal rights, everything like that.
One of the most pressing ones right now is I would love to see this country actually address COVID effectively, because like my dad works in healthcare, and I know that this is like he has to deal with like a lot of COVID cases because he does hospital administration, and I just feel awful that so many Americans have died from a disease that could have been handled so much better. But also at the same time, I really am looking forward to see some type of criminal justice reform, just something.
We're sorry.
Yeah, we're really sorry. Like, I don't know what else to say, because he's ruined so many things, like not just domestically but internationally, and it's just like we're not all that terrible. Because when I studied abroad in the UK last semester, and they're like, Americans, like, why did you elect him? And I was like, I promise I did not want that to happen. You know, just
I do think that we have historically been like the driving country of like freedom, and we haven't always gotten it right, but we've always kind of held to those ideals. And so to have someone just go in there and just like take a golf club and repeatedly just like whack them, just like take everything that we hold so dear like apart, I think it looks to like our friends around the world like, what is wrong with them? And it's like, bro, like, and I tell the people around the world, like I studied abroad in Spain, and they were going through their own issues like of coming apart, and I think that we're all part of these nations that, you know, we don't always get along, we don't always like work together, but at the end of the day, we're all people. And what Trump's election should have done is shown, one, an ugly side of America that probably needed to be exposed, so we can like talk about like how to fix it and like make it better. But it also shows the kind of fundamental flaw of some of our own democratic things, because we preach democracy around the world, but any country that allows someone who wasn't elected with the majority of the vote, or even a plurality of the vote, and yet he is the face of America the last 4 years, it's unacceptable. And I hope
also,
it changes
I know
today.
he hates a lot of immigrants, and we do not like. My dad was an immigrant. Like, I promise I don't hate y'all.
It's like, and that's the thing. That's the other thing. You're right. His like very like white nationalistic nativist like spirit, anti everyone around the world. That's just so hostile when we are the country where everyone has come
that's the foundation.
to
And we're
like that is the
colonialists
foundation.
just murdered all the indigenous peoples and took their land, and like
exactly,
and likes to pretend that it didn't happen.
And so
and then we have the audacity.
And I've learned that
the country
people
has the
don't learn
audacity.
about it in school. Like,
No, they don't.
They don't.
The education is abysmal. Like.
But I will say, like, my end game has always been, like, in the richest country in the world, there shouldn't be a single person who lives in poverty. And so that, I think, like, this election is going to be key to, like, how we address that and putting people in place who, like, get that. Because I think that's new, that people seem to, like, get that. And I think COVID definitely accelerated that, and hopefully we can ameliorate it.
I guess generally make your voice heard, especially if you have a certain amount of inherent privilege. Use that privilege to leverage change that you'd like to see, and don't take up space in use your privilege to amplify rather than taking up space in conversations that don't directly affect you as much as they directly affect others.